Hey there, Salt Strong family. I'm Pat Ogletree, and I hope this finds you all happy, healthy, and safe. A few weeks ago, I shared some juvenile tarpon tips, and in this video, I'm going to show you them in action, along with how I rig the modified paddle tails. During this trip, there was a hard lesson I had to relearn, and I'll share that with you too. So the targeted species for today is going to be juvenile tarpon. And as you can see, I am on foot. The forecast was supposed to be for thunderstorms in the morning, and I didn't load up the kayak. I figured I'd just head out on foot and stay close to the vehicle. But as you can tell, there's no thunderstorms. It was pushed back till about 10 or 11 o'clock today, so that's okay. No big deal. But as you can see, we have some tarpon that are rolling in these little back creeks. Hopefully we can convince some of these guys to bite. Worst case scenario, there's a lot of bycatch in these little creeks. I'm in Patillo Creek right now, in the very back end of it. And there's a lot of trout, a lot of redfish, even some snook. So we'll see what we have, but hopefully we can nab us a little juvenile tarpon. Tarpon on. Look at that. He's a little dirty, sorry about that, but yeah, these things are just a ton of fun. He hit probably maybe 5 feet in front of these mangroves. Not happy with me. That was fun. Hopefully we can get some more of these. You know, this is the morning after a bright moon, so I didn't have a whole lot of expectations. I got one more spot that I want to check out, but you know, if you're out there and you know, you're not having the greatest day, you might as well take up some time and pick up some trash that people left around. Matter of fact, this bag that I'm using right here, that was actually left behind, so it gave me something to use for trash. But you know, it's just nice to clean up the area, leave it to better than how you found it. Using this technique, I was able to get a few bites and ended up landing the one tarpon, but the lesson relearned was don't leave fish to find fish. The first place I went to had tarpon rolling, but they were just out of reach. I made the decision to leave the area to let them settle down so I could explore some other places that I frequently see tarpon. What I should have done was wait out the fish in that first spot and let them settle down, because the 3 other places I went to had no signs of fish and no signs of life at all. So don't do what I did. Stay with your fish at least until the prime feeding time is over. Now let me show you what I was using to get bit. So with these juvenile tarpon, usually what I start out with is just throwing a full-size 3.5-inch paddle tail like this gold digger. But what happens a lot of times with these juvenile tarpon is they're keyed in on these little tiny bait fish, and this is just too big of a profile. So what I'll do is I'll cut the head of it off, and then I'll cut the tail of it off, and what you're left with is a small profile like this. This is almost the exact same size of the little bait fish that the tarpon are feeding on. I'll rig them on a Z-Man. This is a Pro Shrooms mushroom jig head. This is made for Ned rigs. It's a light wire hook, and it's a 2/0. They start at 1/10 of an ounce, 1/6 of an ounce, 1/5 of an ounce, and I think they go all the way up to 1/4 of an ounce. I usually start with 1/10 of an ounce because we're fishing really shallow water a lot of the times. I'll go up to 1/5 of an ounce if I need a little bit more casting distance, but typically I'll start at 1/10 of an ounce. And this is rigged no different than any other jig head on a soft plastic that you'd normally throw. This gold digger and the Fred and the Slam Shady, they have this belly and the bottom that's opened up a little bit. So make sure when you start your hook that you're starting it towards the top, and then you feed it through. And just like any other soft plastic that you're gonna rig up, just make sure it's centered and make sure that point goes right through the center of the back. And then all you do is just feed it up. And that's it. That's the whole presentation right there. Now this pretty much mimics the size of the fish that these tarpon are after, and you'd be amazed at this little change, how that'll make a difference between not even getting bit and then catching some fish. Now with this, because it's such a lightweight outfit, what I'm throwing this with is a light action or light power rod. If you try to throw this with a medium action or even a medium heavy action, you're not really going to get much distance out of it. I go down to my light action, and I can usually get about 20 to 25 yards out of it, which is, it's not a huge difference, or it's not a huge distance, but it is enough in these small canals because a lot of them aren't even that wide to begin with. But if you're out there and you see those tarpon rolling, try this little trick and I bet you'll be pleasantly surprised. As always, I hope you learned something from this to help you get more tight lines. And remember, when you're out there, please pick up after yourself, and if you have to, pick up after others. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what is some of your favorite shore fishing trips that you use to help you catch more fish. Until next time, I'll catch you later.